today. From Soldier Field in Chicago.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Sheds off the tackle. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
When we spent our time talking to the coaches prior to the game, they emphasized that they wanted a quick start to begin things. Most of the time you think about that on the offensive side of the ball, but in this case, it's the special teams that provide that quick start.
Love going to throw right away. Flushed out right. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Packers. A.J. Brown with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Packers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. They'll look to throw. And they're going to get two more. He's got it. So that didn't take long. Quickly, 8-zip.
Tell you what, they're not messing around. You get the quick touchdown, and then you go for two to go up 8-0 here on the road.
In a sense, they hit him with a big shot right away. You don't throw a jab after you throw the haymaker, right? Go ahead and go for two. They did. They're in control.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now. From the 30.
First carry for DeAndre Swift.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Play action. Now Williams.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Traylon Burks, the intended receiver.
3rd down here.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. To the air on 3rd down is Williams.
And that will be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Watch out for Hill on the return. Pushing his way through. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive.
And it's a Packers touchdown. A.J. Brown with career touchdown number 75.
And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The Packer offense, Jordan Love staying out there, so they're going to try to go for two.
And they're going to get it. That one's caught. And now the lead moves to 16-0. So 2 successful two-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or two-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. On 1st down, here's Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Here's Williams.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. 16-0. That's the score after one on EA Sports.
The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter.
Touchdown!
A.J. Brown on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Packers are able to add on to their first-half lead. Matt LaFleur, he tells the offense, stay out there, go for 2. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. Thorough domination right now, and the game plan is simple, obviously, Charles. They're going for 2 after every touchdown, and it's 24-0.
Don't you just get the sense right now that they're just flexing? I mean, you'd be able to do whatever they want, how they want, 3 two-point conversions. And now they're up 24-0. So essentially they gained a field goal out of it without even trotting the kicker out there.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit.
That one out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. Still going. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Well, mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick 6.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion?
Williams loses the football, and the Packers pick it up inside the 10, and he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Second and a couple. From the gun, here's Williams. It's complete. Burks. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing on 1st and 10, Williams. And that's out to the flat for Swift. So nothing doing there, and that will bring up 2nd down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. To throw once more, here's Williams. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. To the air, Williams. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. Inside the 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
So we've reached halftime. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this. Swift is hit, and he coughs it up. And the defense says they have it. They do. One play into the ball game, an early turnover.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Now Love escaping the pressure right. And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. Touchdown, Packers. A.J. Brown. He has career touchdown number 78, tying him with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Packers take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. They'll try and throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had...
Now a hit and a loose football. And it looks like the defense has got it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A.J. Brown, 26 yards. And the Packers are pouring it on. The Packer offense and Jordan Love staying out there, so they're going to try to go for 2. They'll set up a throw, and this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further.
Personally, I'd rather see them kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them... And he loses the football a second time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Williams now looking to throw on 1st and 10. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Williams on 1st and 10. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48.
That throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower. I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but Williams loses the football, and the Packers pick it up. And he's got some space here. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Williams loses the football.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy.
Williams loses the football.
And the defense says they have it. They do. One play into the ball game, an early turnover.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Denzel Ward. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
That kind of puts the bow on what has been a complete performance, Charles. They're pitching a shutout on the other side in this offense. They've done their thing well, too. Yeah, this game has been all-out effort from them on every snap, and there's a good amount of pride on the line right now. They want to finish what they started. They want this shutout preserved.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Throwing after the interception, Williams.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 2nd and 10, it's Williams again. Going to the right here and finding Burks.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Looking to throw is Williams. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far.
And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball. But for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Williams throw complete here to Kmet.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. One final shot. They'll look to throw.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted.
And into the end zone. It's a pick-6 and a Packer touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers.